This is a proud production for High-Grow, your partner in our fresh food future. As humans, fresh produce is a key part of our everyday dietary needs. Fruit and vegetables provide some of the most important nutrients we need for a long and healthy life. For hundreds of years we've been cultivating land to grow the crops we require daily. But it's our current farming methods that are outdated and now having adverse impacts on society, our environment, our health and our wallets. The Australian Government states the challenge of technical efficiency and structural adjustment within the farming sector will be critically important to the ability of humankind to feed itself in the future. The United Nations has estimated that by 2050, food production worldwide will need to increase by 70% if all people will have access to sufficient, safe and nutritious food for an active and healthy life. It would seem we're at a crucial time in our country's food production methods. Do we continue on with current methods knowing that we'll most likely need to re-evaluate our position again 50 years down the track? Or do we make a stand and evaluate our options now to ensure we can continue to feed our population not only now and 50 years into the future, but hundreds of years into the future?
Hi, I'm Clint.
And I'm Jordan.
And we're the guys behind High-Grow.
Our mission is to provide organic, tastier, more nutritious, fresher and more affordable fresh produce to all Australians using methods which are far more environmentally friendly than current farming practices.
We aim to show that our current methods of food production can be managed in a completely new way, reducing the waste, use of vast amounts of land and water, and almost completely reducing the pollution caused by current methods.
What if fresh food was grown within a short distance of your home and you could purchase your food from the people who grew it and your favourite ingredients were available year round? What if your fresh food was totally organic, had suffered no artificial fertilizers or chemical pesticides, created little to no carbon footprint during its production, and used an ancient growing method that has been technologically enhanced? What if your fresh food was picked the same day you purchased it, ensuring it was riper, fresher, and more nutritious than current fresh produce? But most importantly, was the same price or cheaper than your current organic fresh produce and produced healthy fish as a byproduct. High-Grow's production method is smarter, cleaner, faster, more efficient and better for the environment, provides a year-round selection and resolves the problem of future food security, health and environmental impacts associated with current methods by rethinking how we feed our growing population. High-Grow brings food to the people via vertical urban farming. We farm within buildings where we can control the growing environment, the energy inputs and our waste outputs. Our methods allow us to farm high quantities of quality organic produce in a relatively small footprint. We combine hydroponics and aquaculture, creating a method known as aquaponics, raising fish and plants in water instead of soil. Aquaponics utilise a soilless closed-loop recirculating aquaculture system or RAS, creating a kind of closed environment or ecosystem that is beneficial for both the plants and the fish and recycles the water instead of wasting it. Aquaponics is environmentally sustainable and responsible, only replacing very small percentages of the total water volume due to some loss during waste removal and plant evaporation. In organic farming, fertilizers must originate from a natural source, so fertilizers come from animal and or plant waste. In aquaponic farming, it is the fish waste that helps to provide the nutrients a plant requires for healthy growth, providing a totally natural, organic, safe and sustainable fertilizer for our crops. Before the nutrient-rich fish wastewater is flushed through to the plant roots for fertilization, fish waste solids are broken down via the use of good naturally occurring nitrifying bacteria, which are housed in a multi-stage filtration system. The bacteria are pivotal for breaking down the fish waste of ammonia and converting it to nitrates, then onto nitrates, available as a perfect fertilizer for plant uptake. The plants in turn extract the nitrates before the water supply is returned clean for the fish to enjoy. Pesticides also cannot be used in aquaponic systems. This would run off and poison the fish and bacteria and infect the system just as it does in our environment with current broadacre farming. Hygrow will be using a combination of climate-controlled areas that segregate grow environments and limit pest access, companion planting where possible, safe organic plant-based sprays, and our most important pest control method, integrated pest management or IPM. IPM aims to suppress pest populations by the use of lady beetles and other beneficial bugs that eat the pests and not the crops. We can effectively produce food that requires no pesticides. Current broadacre fruit and vegetable production, storage and transportation creates 2 kilograms of CO2 emissions per 1 kilogram of produce grown. Our methods will produce 0.4 of a kilogram of CO2 per 1 kilogram of produce. This is less than 25% of the carbon footprint of current farming and transportation methods and will reduce to near zero when we implement our self-sufficient energy systems.
Our growing facilities have been designed for optimised operational efficiency and target minimal environmental impact. Inputs and outputs will utilise various reuse and recycle techniques, and these processes will be refined over the course of business so that we become a self-sufficient and zero carbon operation.
For electricity consumption, we will use energy efficient LED and fluoro lighting, new line water pumps and climate fans that control surging and power usage, and renewable energies like solar, wind and fibre optic light transfusion. We aim to recapture kinetic energy produced within our systems, use heat exchange for climate control and fish feed production, and use hydrogen and biofuel power generators. Our water consumption will be managed by collecting water using the facility roof runoff into on-site water tanks, essentially providing a year's worth of replacement water on-site at all times, allowing us to be independent of the town water supply. Our last major energy input is fish feed. An organic, wholesome fish feed contains some of the varied produce grown in our facilities. We will utilise this waste along with black soldier fly larvae, duckweeds, algae and other fish food plants grown in separate areas to go back into the system as fish feed. Hygrow will manage the following waste outputs from each facility. Green waste will be turned into fish and pet food and used in an on-site mulching system and for on-site power generation. Fish solid rich waste water will be recycled into liquid organic soil fertilizer, additions to our composting systems, and used in the creation of bottled worm teas. Heat expelled will be redirected for heating, food dehydration, cool air transfer systems, and power generation. Hygrow's future plans are to become a completely self-sufficient business via the means of sustainable waste management, on-site power generation via various methods, water collection and fish feed productions. Essentially, our facilities could have a neutral carbon footprint. In fact, we'll be producing a carbon-consuming, oxygen-excreting product via a non-carbon footprint method.
Our design of high-density, stackable grow modules ensures that the quantity of fresh produce that can be grown per square metre yields much higher volumes of produce than traditional farming techniques.
Traditional broadacre farming yields are approximately 17 to 30 kilograms per square metre. A Hygrow facility will yield 90 to 100 kilograms per square metre. This more than triples the production per square metre of traditional farming. Hygrow do away with storage and transportation completely by locating our facilities within urban areas and servicing a population within 5 to 8 kilometre radius of the facility. We promote people to come and see for themselves how their fresh produce is grown. Hygrow have a range of products and byproducts that our systems produce. These are categorised as follows. Primary products being vegetables, leafy greens, herbs and some fruits, and freshwater fish and crustaceans. Our secondary products being organic liquid fertilizers, mulch soils and organic fish feeds. And tertiary products being prepared fresh produce and biofuels and energy production. Our produce will be distributed via website and online sales, community supporter agriculture packages, restaurants, organic retailers and fruit and veg grocers. Hygrow will incorporate 3 types of retail outlets on site which would complement the Hygrow facility. These include a fresh produce market, organic fresh food cafe and a garden supply store.
Hygrow is a socially responsible business. In addition to our environmental concerns, we aim to employ local underprivileged workers in our growing facilities in roles such as general maintenance, picking, packing and customer service. These opportunities help relieve local urban unemployment, alleviating pressures on social services and empowering underprivileged people in engaging, fulfilling and meaningful work.
Our inputs are managed and used efficiently and better than current farming methods. The output from the business, whether it is a product, byproduct or waste, is managed efficiently and responsibly. The following points outline the major benefits that high-grow facilities will have over current farming, transportation and storing methods. Our facilities use less than 10% of the water than current farming use. We have a smaller footprint and higher production per square metre, therefore less impact on the natural environment, and high-grow facilities can be built anywhere. We have a controlled environment that allows better use of IPM and beneficial insects with no chemical sprays, pesticides or fungicides. Our produce delivers sweeter, flavoursome fruit with a longer shelf life and no food miles or long-term storage, meaning a fresher, more nutritious product. Our produce is always picked ripe and ready to eat as opposed to stored fresh. We have a year-round supply of consistent quality and quantity to meet consumers' needs. We utilise an environmentally sound and responsible growing system and a socially responsible business model that also provides opportunity for disadvantaged people to gain meaningful employment. We use a growing and increasingly popular technology at which Australia is at the forefront of. Our facilities will be local to all of our customers, and our facilities also help combat global warming.
If you find compelling a future in which our food is delivered in a more environmentally friendly and socially responsible manner,
Of a future in which our food security is assured, and a future where all people can enjoy the benefit of affordable and nutritious food,
then we encourage you to register your interest via our website or Facebook page.